Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Film Seizure. I am Jeff Arbuckle.
I am Jason Oliver.
And we got a little prison tale for you this week.
Just a pretty normal,
your
standard fare prison break.
Yep, run-of-the-mill prison story.
Yeah.
This is 1991's Riki-Oh, the story of Riki.
The story of Riki. 1991. Man, I feel like this movie is so out of time for me. Like it
in some ways, it looks like a 70s kung fu movie. In other ways, it's treated like an 80s action cartoon.
Yeah.
But it's made in the 90s.
Yeah, and it has that kind of low budget sheen of 70s Hong Kong movies too.
Yep.
So yeah, but 1991. Wow, it's hard to believe.
Yep, there was definitely some wire work.
Yeah.
We'll get to old Rogan. That's going to be a whole section of this, I think.
But some pretty groundbreaking stuff happening in this movie too. In the way of gore and
stuff that will live on in pop culture. Particularly anybody who liked watching The Daily Show pre Trevor Noah. Because I think didn't Craig Kilborn use it?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. But the story of Riki. This was made in Hong Kong, but it is based on a Japanese manga. And for those people who don't know what manga is, it's basically thick comic books.
Yeah.
In Japan
that you read the wrong way.
Well, I think you read all their books the wrong way.
Yeah.
Literally backwards. Even the panel layout is backwards. Yeah, it's weird, man.
It's got to be different than us Americans.
Right.
We do everything the right way. We drive on the right side of the street. We go in the right door and exit out the left door.
Right. Well, we exit out the right door.
Right.
But it's the door. It's perspective.
Yeah, sure.
Perspective.
Who's on third?
Right.
Yeah. Although there are places that don't do that, like big box stores. Sometimes they have exits and entrances on the opposite side.
Yes,
and it drives me freaking crazy.
Target doesn't do that though.
Oh yeah, Target doesn't. Well, no, it does.
The one on Southport doesn't.
Target does. At least the one by me, because it's the doors on the left are the ones you enter or exit.
Oh no. The Walmart right down the street is that way. Meijer is not, and Target is not, but they're on the same street, so maybe that's a Southport Road thing. I don't know.
Architectural design and doorway entry etiquette.
Yes,
folks.
Another episode of Talking Doorways with Jason Oliver.
But anyway, minor digression.
Yes, let's talk about crazy kung fu.
Yes,
So this was based on a manga. It was serialized in a magazine called I think it was Business Jump.
I'm glad you did research on this episode because I didn't do anything.
Well, I did a little. So it's this was the second page was all my last night research. So it was serialized from 1987 to 1990. It was then republished into 12 volumes.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, but back then, like, there's a bunch of magazines that something Jump. Jump is always the second word. It's like some of the words I don't know how to pronounce. But Business Jump was where Riki-Oh was in. Why that one? I don't know. That would be like me writing That would be like me writing my B-movie enema articles in Forbes. I don't know. I'm guessing that's not what it means, but that would be like the same thing.
That's kind of something to aspire to, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, it was very popular. Before it was republished into the 12 volumes, there were 2 direct-to-video anime movies in 89 and 90. And those are even called something specific. They call them OVAs, which is original video animations. Mm-hmm. They're not direct-to-video movies. They're OVAs.
Oh, okay.
They're ovums.
Ovums.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Another digression there. But then this movie that we watched came in 1991, and this is kind of. It was perfect that this was all those things. That it was a manga, that it was an anime, and that it was then made into a Hong Kong kung fu movie.
And it feels like all of those things.
Right, exactly. Everything about this movie fits one of those categories it fell into.
Yes.
Even the trailer for this movie, if you look up on YouTube, the original trailer for this uses like pencil sketchings of the comic book characters that appear, like as to kind of introduce them or something. But anyway, so this was a pretty popular movie. I mean, all things considered. I mean, kung fu movies are popular, but this became super popular over here too because of its incredible amount of gore and violence.
Yes,
but it's cartoonish. It's not even gross.
It did take a little while to kind of catch on over here, though. It was sort of like an underground bootleg movie for a while, right?
Yeah, up through until about the late 80s or late 90s.
Late 90s, yeah. That's when I saw it. I think I saw it on a bootleg DVD.
Yeah,
in the late 90s.
It might have been, or a really crappy VHS or something.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think it was actually VHS. Yeah,
it came over about the same time when anime was really kind of hitting it big, and it was becoming more and more mainstream to have manga here.
Yeah, and there seemed to be a lot of sort of crossover movies like that, like Wicked City. That I think was a manga. It was made into an anime movie, and then made into a live action movie. And there was kind of a lot of that, and a lot of that was kind of getting into the sort of underground video cinema.
It was also it also was helped out by various actors like Jackie Chan really catching fire in the 90s, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, then shortly after that, Chow Yun-fat.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So it was, I mean, it wasn't very long before Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and that got, like, nominated for a bunch of Oscars and stuff. So it's, I mean, when it caught fire, it caught on, and all of a sudden there was just like this flood of all of this Eastern, movies and comics.
Amazing how it went from basically, you think of Shaw Brothers Kung Fu to the fucking ridiculous over the top balls out insanity of Riki-Oh to highbrow art.
Right.
With Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and a director like Ang Lee.
Right. Well, and not only that also, but like most people, when they think of Asian cinema, they think of bad overdub, they think of giant monsters, they think of just goofy kung fu. But there were quite a few people who were making pretty good crime dramas too, like Hard Boiled, and so it's like so all of that stuff started coming over. Right before DVDs really caught on. But because I remember for a little while in the late 90s, you couldn't go into a comic book shop without seeing an entire section of Japanese stuff or Chinese stuff or whatever, So, and now every anime gets imported in, so it's so yeah. I mean, the fact that these animes aren't currently in print, and I don't think the manga is in print right now either. That's kind of a surprise because this was a movie. I was talking to a couple of friends about us watching this movie, and the couple that I was talking to, the guy has a pretty vast collection of manga, and he hadn't heard of it.
Oh wow!
But his girlfriend's like, yeah, I've seen Riki-Oh a few times. it's that popular.
Right.
I mean, it's but that's. And it's bizarre that it was the lady of the two that was like, oh yeah, I've seen that a few times. Okay.
This did become kind of the movie that you showed someone that was totally unsuspecting, and you're like, oh, I got something to show you.
Yeah.
And you would invite your buddies over that never seen it, and you'd make a whole thing of it.
Yep.
And you'd watch it because this is, oh man, it was like that original Flight of the Conchords One Night Stand. It was
Right.
like that thing that you just everyone felt like they discovered and
Right.
had to share.
Right. Well, it's also it kind of fits in like The Room or Birdemic, where while
Yep.
those movies are that level because of how bad they are, this gets that because it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I mean, it is crazy fun. The guy who plays Ricky in this, I mean, I'm just going to use his English name because I can't pronounce
Yes.
it.
Let's not embarrass ourselves.
Right. Louis Fan, or
Okay.
Fawn,
Fawn, probably.
and sometimes he just goes by Fawn.
Okay.
F-A-N.
He's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy. Oh, my God.
See, I just said we wouldn't embarrass ourselves.
Oh.
But there we go.
Louis Fawn goes into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve your kind here. Get out." And he's like, "Why not? I'm a Fawn guy." Anyway,
I'm afraid now he's going to show up and X-ray punch me.
now interestingly enough, he is massively popular as an martial art action star. In the West, he's mostly known for Riki-Oh. However, he was in the first two. Was it Ip Man?
Oh, what? That was him?
Yeah, he was not Ip Man. That was Donnie.
Right.
Donnie.
No.
Donnie. You're looking it up. But anyway, he played a supporting role, and he ended up getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination at the Hong Kong Film Awards, which is basically their Oscars.
Okay.
From the first Ip Man. So, anyway, so he's actually had a pretty long and pretty good career. I have a feeling if you were in a lot of kung fu movies, and especially something like this, which is kind of over the top and catches fire, but you're also playing historical people like in Ip Man.
Donnie Yen. That was close.
Donnie Yen, yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably pretty damn good at the martial arts. I mean, and I suspect that he is
Pretty darn good at the martial arts.
Pretty sure. But I get the impression that he's a big time Hong Kong actor. Like, even though we may not know him as well over here, I got a feeling he's pretty big deal over there. So, but let's talk about what this movie is about.
Oh my god! I mean, this was what was the episode we did where you just listed all the things that
Force
happened?
5.
Force 5. This is a Force 5 kind of a movie because it's just a lot of crazy shit just happening right after another, right? But the plot is very simple. Ricky has been sent to prison for manslaughter and something else.
Assault.
An assault. Yeah.
You got 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
He's 21 years old.
A former music student.
Mm-hmm.
So he was, he kind of comes from an art background.
Mm-hmm.
Comes from a very peaceful, almost Zen-like background.
Yeah. He's got a lady friend.
He does have a lady friend who I'm pretty sure is just like an 11-year-old Chinese girl. But I'm guessing she was probably 47 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Chinese women, they age from 11 to 90 overnight. They only look those two ages.
Right. That's not a broad generalization or
Sorry,
nothing.
sorry. It's just this observation.
It's true. I learned that in high school. One of my history teachers talked about that. How, it's like Asians stay young looking. Like even men stay young
They
looking
stay
for
very
a
young
long
looking
time.
for a long time,
And then they wake up one morning and it
they're-
all crashes down on them.
And they're old. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're hunched over with a cane all of a sudden. It happens overnight. I would hate it. That sounds. But maybe it's great. Maybe
it is. Maybe it's great for a
Maybe
long
rather
time.
than gradually aging and getting decrepit over a slow amount of time, like knowing you have that day that you're gonna wake up and it's all done.
It's over.
It's over. Maybe that's comforting.
I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like dying. Take that for what it is.
But
So-
yeah, she does look like she's 11.
Well, especially because like they're school kids.
Yeah.
You know, like you get flashbacks of like, you know, they're, you know, like he even looks like a little kid in those flashbacks, and it's like, this is weird, man. This is weird.
But he gets put into prison. You're not entirely sure why. The story of Ricky
Yeah.
is told mostly in flashback.
At particular
moments
in
throughout the
story.
movie where you
Yeah.
get a little bit more of how he ended up here. But he pretty much shows up at the prison right at the beginning of the movie, and right away, Ricky is fucking pissed. He is pissed at everyone. It's like, you do not look at this guy sideways. He will fucking explode your head.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. So it's really important also to note what's going on with the jail system, which is kind of prescient.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They make a big deal out of it too.
There's an opening narration that sounds like they're just reading the caption boxes in the manga. You know,
Yeah.
it's like basically it's a little bit in the future.
Yeah.
I think it's like 10 years or something.
I think it was
future.
like 2001 or something.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was 2001. So about 10 years into the future.
Yeah.
Basically, the prison system has been privatized.
Yeah. Which, yeah, that's happened.
Yeah, and there's basically it's one of those kind of money talks, bullshit walks type of society now. In everything was what they made it sound like, that the government is corrupt as all get out, and you know it's like they're letting other corrupt people run things that the government should be running. So when you get to the prison's broken into 4 wings.
Yeah.
And they're the various there's the North Block, the South Block, the East Block, and West Block.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So they have so basically the warden, the prison guard, and all of it, they're basically just collecting money. The prisoners run the place like, well, it's kind of like New York. They're kind of running it like old New York.
Yeah.
Where, you know, basically each block is now controlled by a captain or by a basically a crime boss.
Yeah, and the only rules to that I could suss out is that you don't fuck with the authority, right?
You don't fuck with the authority, even if the authority is the guy that you're sharing a cell with.
Yeah.
I mean, like, basically they're tiered
Yeah.
and multi-leveled authority here.
But the guards take a piss right next to the inmates.
The inmates get allowances, which they use to barter with the guards to do stuff they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
They can also sway things from happening. There's an old man who was due to be let out in a few days. He pissed off. Well, he didn't even piss off the guy who was in charge of their block. It was just that Ricky stood up for him.
Yeah.
And so what the guy told the guard was he sent a letter when he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Which got his parole taken away from him.
And then
he ended up killing himself.
And then he killing himself.
Yeah. So because he didn't do it, you know. So
Right.
basically, like, there's this circular kind of action here where the guards and the inmates are kind of in cahoots, but you know they know how far to go with one another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like they don't fuck with the captains, and the captains don't really. If the warden said to do something, they'll do it. But
there's like this weird. There's a balance. Like
Right.
everything is in controlled chaos essentially, and there's an order to things. And Ricky shows up and immediately tilts,
just throws it all out.
The whole thing is out of whack, and everybody resents him for it. The only one thing you get other than his sentence and his charge,
he goes in through
goes into the metal detector, and he's got 5 bullets inside his chest.
Yes.
And they ask him, why didn't you have the doctor remove them? And he said they're souvenirs.
Yeah. In fact, I don't even think they say. I think he just says souvenirs.
Souvenirs. Yeah. Yeah. So it's immediate. Like,
So
okay, Ricky is a badass.
Yeah, our hero is a utter badass.
Yeah. Yeah, that's established from the go.
And day one, so there's he's sent to the North Block.
Yeah.
And day one, he sees the gang who control the captain, who is I got his name, Samuel. Samuel and his goons are fucking with this old man, and like they're just being cruel because they can.
Yeah,
it's a bully.
It's
thing.
somehow like boards with nails just lying around too that they fall on and shit. Like in this movie.
Well, and then like the little toy that the old man has a plane.
Yeah.
Under. Yeah. So, he sees the old man getting picked on, and Ricky just ain't gonna have that shit. So he makes it so that that Samuel, the captain, trips and falls onto this nail through his hand and through his face. Yeah. So, like right out of the gate, he's not making friends. Now, he's made friends with the old man because he came to his rescue. This old man's just getting picked on, And the whole reason why the old man is in this maximum security prison is he was rushing his wife to the hospital to give birth to his daughter or son, and he accidentally hit a cop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so, in maximum prison. Maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a supermax, but practically should be, because the inmates are just killing each other. Anyway,
yeah, they're all like super powered. Like,
oh God, yes.
Kung fu villains, man. It's like Kung Fu villain prison.
That might have been the name of the
It's
place.
like Arkham Asylum, but for Kung Fu villains.
Yeah. So the goons are kind of like, well, we got to get Ricky, and one of the goons to Samuel says like, hey, why don't we get? God, I just sounded like that. Hey, why don't we get Zorro?
Huh?
Why don't we get Zorro? Huh?
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know why they do that in overdubs. I'm guessing it's because they have to fill in something when the mouth is moving, probably. So there's a lot of huns, a lot of huns. Huh? Hey, what? Oh. Anyway. So they say, hey, why don't we get out? Zorro, he's still in quarantine. He ate an entire horse yesterday.
Yeah. What did they pay him? They paid him 30 pounds of rice.
30 pounds of rice to kill Ricky.
To kill Ricky.
And Ricky immediately punches through his guts and kills him. Then then Samuel is like, whoa, hey, I just lost 30 pounds of rice, asshole. And so he comes over and like, I think he kills him too. Oh no, he's the guy that Ricky punches through. Zorro, he slices his stomach open.
And
he slices
and it's like
all of his guts
come out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guts on that big fat guy. And so Samuel gets punched through and killed.
But wait a minute, I thought Samuel was the one that that tried to choke Ricky with his own intestines.
That's Oscar.
All right.
Yeah, I did all that research. That's why I watched it a second time, so I could get these names.
Man.
So that calls attention to Oscar.
Basically, the movie at this point essentially just moves from Ricky destroying another villain in an extravagant way.
Yeah.
For the whole rest of the movie.
Basically, every 10 minutes, there's an extravagant murder.
Yes. Yes.
And Ricky is like, he's standing up for all the little guys who are getting like trampled by the system. Basically, that's really what this movie is about.
Yeah.
Is standing up for the little guy.
That's right.
So Oscar gets the attention. It's like, hey, why don't you take over that block or whatever and Ricky's like, no. So they're gonna go fight now.
Yeah, because that's what happens.
That's what happens. And so,
and I think though that at this point the assistant warden.
Oh yeah, the assistant warden's also brought him in. Assistant warden Cyclops Dan is his name.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it is.
Cyclops Dan.
And Cyclops.
He is
Dan,
a Cyclops.
He is a Cyclops.
He's got one eye.
He's got one fake eye, and in his fake eye, what does he keep?
He keeps his mints. He shakes them out into his hand and eats them. It's amazing from his eyeball.
Yeah. So, he's like, hey, fall in line or I'll find your girlfriend. He's got a little picture of him and he crumples up the picture. And Ricky's like, no.
Don't do that.
In fact, I think he ends up like, popping Cyclops. Oh, he hits him and I think his eyeball comes out.
It does. Yeah.
That happens a few times in this movie.
Oh, yeah. The assistant warden also has a bookshelf behind him that is just loaded with porn. The big cardboard box porn.
Yeah.
And VHS tape.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, and also he's got a huge layout of food on his desk.
Yes, he's
it's
constantly
all
eating.
these beautiful delicacies on his desk.
Like big prawns.
Yeah.
And, all sorts of stuff. He's constantly eating.
Yeah, he's fat.
He's Cyclops Dan. I mean, they treat him.
He's a man of his carnal desires and his
they
his
treat
hedonism.
him. Yeah, they treat him like he's living fat off the system.
Yeah,
which he
exactly.
basically is.
Yeah,
as is the main warden's son.
Yes,
who we'll get to him because that's just a great little. That's just a great little trope that happens in particularly in Asian movies.
Yep.
The little fat fucker kid,
moron kid.
Yeah. Anyway,
but yeah, the main warden isn't at the prison right now. The assistant warden is running things right now. Yeah.
Right. The warden is on vacation in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They say.
Yeah.
Which is it's funny. I guess everybody likes going to Hawaii.
Well, I mean, you're in Japan or Hong Kong. It's not that far of a flight to Hawaii.
Well, Hawaii's what, almost halfway between us and there, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it's probably closer to Japan than it is to California.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know that if you live in Alaska, you can see Russia from your front yard.
I've heard that. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
No matter where you live, even maybe
wherever you live in Alaska, you can see Russia.
You can see Russia. Yeah, it's just right over there.
It's right over there.
Yeah, it's just that away.
Yeah, let's just go over there.
See that little speck?
Yep.
Russia.
So anyway, so then Oscar comes in, and Oscar's like, look, you're not going to follow the rules. I'm going to have to kill you. So they go out, and he ends up fucking up a guy that Ricky is kind of friends with or something. He crucifies him, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So, Ricky's out in the yard, and he's like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then out comes Oscar, who throws some stuff in Ricky's face to blind him.
Yeah, it's like a glass or sand or something.
Like fiberglass or something.
Yeah. This is a classic Japanese or Hong Kong.
This
trope.
moment.
This moment is classic. It's in probably 12 Shaw Brothers.
The blinded
movies,
the blinded kung fu guy.
Yeah.
So they're still fighting. Well, eventually Oscar slices a tendon in Ricky's arm, which once he clears out his eyes with some water, he
So to do that though is amazing.
Oh, he's got to bust open.
He's got to bust open the water pipe that is
with
running
his foot.
with his foot or his elbow. I don't
Something
remember
like
something
it,
like that, and
it just shoots water.
And it just shoots water in his face, and he of course dramatically rinses his eyes out from the
Right.
water. It's probably like shit water, actually.
Probably.
And then Oscar
slices
the tendon in his arm, so his arm is dead.
So Ricky then
of course, I mean, yeah,
digs around inside with his bare fucking fingers and his teeth.
Yeah.
And ties his tendon back together. And he's like, hi, hi, hi. And he's like punching again. And he's like, it's fixed.
Jeff is punching. It's awesome. So now he's perfect. His arm is back.
And Oscar's like, huh? He's like, you know what, Ricky? You're all right.
Yeah.
And he slices open his own guts.
Yeah, so he seems like he's gonna kill himself out of honor, have an honorable death because he's been bested by Ricky. So he's going to commit seppuku, it seems.
Yes, and so Ricky's like, Oscar, no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't have to do any of this stuff. And So Oscar is like, well, I'm going to take you with me. Pulls out his own guts, his own large intestines.
To which the assistant warden says,
Cyclops Dan says,
"Wow, Oscar, you've got a lot of guts."
Yep. Brilliant
movie.
so he starts strangling Ricky with his own guts,
his own intestines,
and so like Ricky,
the large and the small.
So Ricky fights his way out of that, and then he's like telling Oscar, it's like, we don't gotta do this, and Oscar's like, nope, we're gonna do this, and he starts running towards him, and then Ricky tosses him up, and then X-ray punches, like it's an X-ray on screen of his face being collapsed as he's like being flipped down behind him, and Oscar's dead now.
I'd never seen that before in a movie.
Oh, an X-ray punch?
Yeah, like that. I don't know if that had been done before or not.
It's been done in other movies.
It's been done since.
Yeah.
I remember specifically seeing it in that Jet Li movie, Romeo Must Die.
Yeah.
I think that was Antoine Fuqua directed that. I might be wrong, but
I'm gonna guess he's watched Riki-Oh.
Oh yeah, they used that shot several times, like the X-ray kick or punch.
Yep.
Which I thought was super cool again in that movie. But yeah, I was like, seeing that Riki-Oh, it kind of blew my mind. I mean, it's simultaneously this badass thing. It's so hilarious and goofy.
Yeah. So Cyclops Dan, realizing, oh shit, he just killed like my main guy. Well, we're gonna get the rest of the guys who run the other blocks out, and so out comes Tarzan, who's a big dude.
Yeah.
We'll get to Tarzan's signature move here in just a moment. He's the leader of the East Cell. Then you've got Brandon, who's the leader of the South Cell. He has needles on cables that he throws and basically stabs and retracts.
They're basically all like kung fu supervillains, maybe,
basically,
or out of like Mortal Kombat or something.
Yes. Yeah. My favorite though is Rogan.
Yes.
Now Rogan is effeminate.
Yeah.
And for the entire movie from this point forward, we were trying to figure out if Rogan is either supposed to be a female or if it's played by a female. Turns out it is played by a female. She's was a big time kung fu artist, action star, basically. Moved to Philippines in the second half of her career, and they basically made her the female equivalent of Jackie Chan there. So cool. But anyway, so like now everybody is behind Ricky, because it's like, Ricky's fighting for us. We're not going to do anything that you tell us to do. So Tarzan just goes up to one guy and with his hands crushes a dude's head like in a big clap. And that's what was always used on the Daily Show. Was the clap that destroyed the face, destroyed the hand. Now, what's great about it is they don't even try to hide it. It's essentially a person made out of cake.
Yeah. Yes.
It's very clear, and it's very awesome. And so they're like, oh shit, Well, but they all gets diffused because the.
Are you keeping up with this, everyone?
Yeah. Dude, trust me, it's fine. It's fine. So Samuel, the first guy that Ricky killed, has a younger brother, and everything gets diffused because everybody's like, "Oh, hey, there's Samuel's little brother. He's got to feel terrible that Ricky murdered his brother." Basically.
Right.
But they're all like, fuck that guy." Anyway, so Ricky like spots him, and later, he's like using a leaf to blow on to make music, and he realizes the kid's trying to do the same thing, but it's having troubles. Like he's got like a whole pile of leaves and none of them are working. And so Ricky goes over and tells him, like, you got to roll your tongue this way and whatever. And he finds out that somebody had cut that kid's tongue out.
Yeah.
Holy shit, there's a tongueless dude now in this movie.
Yeah. It's sort of like always that weird, awkward moment in a Hong Kong movie of the sort of over-the-top sentimentality.
Yep.
And then it subverts it by showing you his like totally mangled tongue.
Right. Or complete lack thereof of tongue.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, well, I've got something better for you. And he gives him a little recorder. And the kid's like dancing off and playing the recorder and is all happy. But Rogan's watching. And she is like, whoa.
Did you just say he, she?
She is like, whoa.
Actually,
this ain't cool.
actually kind of sounds Asian.
Hishi.
Hishi. Yeah.
I'm gonna have some hishi crab, and with a side of fried rice, please. So
It's
anyway,
a very American order there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he, basically, come to find out, it's like, oh, okay, well, this guy, I guess he had his tongue cut out because he was loose lips or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing.
Who cares?
Who cares? All that matters now is like they realize that he's making friends with Ricky, so they skin him
Yeah.
and just dump him.
That's another thing that happens.
That's another thing that happens. A tongueless dude gets skinned.
This movie is brutal, but it's so over the top that it never feels harrowing or
Didn't make me want to
scary.
puke. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It just made me laugh.
the tone is of a really violent Looney Tune.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about the villain
Yeah.
at one point. Now we are, it's like this is another side of like that cartoon violence.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, it's almost I don't know. You can get a little philosophical, but you could almost say that it recognizes the violence in early Looney Tunes cartoons and Ben and Jerry's cartoons, and it's like, well, fuck that. Let's do the same thing, but make it actually violent, like gore, horrifically violent.
Well, this would have been. This wouldn't have been anything beyond a PG-13 in the comic book.
Oh no, yeah.
It's like violence is seen often in comics that are rated for teens, not even mature. So yeah, I mean, they're just translating it.
But then they don't even try to play it as real.
No,
because it's so over the top.
No, and I'll tell you why here in a little bit.
So you can list all the things that happen in this movie. The strangulation with guts and X-ray punches and heads exploding and
fists exploding
and people get crucified and skinned and everything, and it seems like really grotesque, but really it's just kind of a farce.
Right.
Yeah.
The main reason why actually he was skinned, I just now remembered the exact reason, and this probably is why he doesn't have a tongue anymore, is that Ricky realized that the kid had poppy leaves.
Oh yeah.
So he had puppy leaves. So, there's heroin.
Yeah. Somebody's making the opes.
And the opes.
The old opes.
Yep. The opes is being made by Rogan.
Yeah.
So, but that's the extra money coming in to the prison system beyond the government subsidies.
Yeah, and you find out that the warden and assistant warden are in on the whole scheme.
It's all,
and so this for a very important reason makes Ricky very angry.
He is pissed.
He is pissed. At this point now, it's like, oh, game on. I'm taking this whole fucking place.
I'm taking this whole place down.
Yeah,
and so he burns after finding out that tongueless dude was skinned. He just said, "Fuck it, I'm burning down this whole thing."
Yep.
And he does, which is funny because like I didn't realize it the first time I watched it, but there's like the inmates are talking about stuff, and you don't know what Ricky's off doing, but then all of a sudden they're like, "You smell that? I think it smells like opium."
I think at one point too, doesn't he crush a leaf and all of the milk?
Yes.
Like,
well, because when he comes out of the fire, because he goes into the greenhouse, starts the fire, and walks calmly out with the leaf, and he crushes it, and all the milk and stuff
seeps out of his hand.
And he basically talks about how basically you take that milk, you dry it out, you powder it, and you have opiates.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he gives us the whole.
He gives us the formula. Yeah. We started growing. Yeah.
I've got some poppy plants in the closet right now.
I'm squeezing. We decided to go with the manufacturing process of Ricky, where you just squeeze the leaves in your fist to get the milk.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
it's good exercise.
Some guy came over and found my poppy plants, and I X-ray punched him in the face. He has no jaw anymore. So
sounds like he got off lucky.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Because I could have also strangled him with his own guts.
That's right. I mean, a jawless life, that's not great.
But, well, no, he died.
Oh,
he's
you
super
killed him?
Dead. He is super dead.
That's sorry.
Yeah, he's super dead.
Poor for that guy.
Well,
he's disrupting our operation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, don't come near our poppy stuff.
I'm gonna wait to tell you what I did to his dog.
Don't mess with our opes.
Yeah. So anyway, so now Ricky is absolutely a villain to the villains, and so there's a little bit of fighting going on between Rogan and the needle guy, Brandon. Some names.
Yeah.
These are not their names in the comics, by the way.
I want to know, like, how did they get renames? Who did that?
Well, dumb. It's like we gotta make this dumb for Americans. So we got a Brandon.
It's already pretty fucking dumb. I don't think it was a giant leap to make it more dumb.
So anyway, so there, Warden now comes back, and he finds out that this guy named Ricky burned down all their opium crops.
Yeah.
And he's pissed.
Yes.
He almost hulks out, literally.
Oh, he does, and
yeah,
nice foreshadowing.
Nice foreshadowing. But he has to get his meds, which are just candies in a candy jar. It's amazing. So anyway, so they're like, okay, we got to deal with this dude. We are going to first lure him into a battle with Tarzan, and we're going to fill the place up.
Sure.
We're going to fill the place up with cement.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to him about this. But of course, he busts out.
Yeah, they trap him in cement for a little while, so he's like a statue of Ricky for a little while.
For a little while, chained up in a cell.
Yeah.
And he busts out of that.
Now, of course, he does the flexes all
Yeah.
of his muscles, and all the concrete cracks off of
Crackles
him.
off. And anyway, so he then says, okay, I'm going to fuck up the assistant warden or whatever. And Tarzan comes in. Now Tarzan starts, throwing him around and everything, and it's like, we're gonna kill you. And Ricky just punches his jaw off, knocks his block off.
Yep.
Which is funny because then he's like talking normally
Right,
later. But
right.
anyway, whatever,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. The effect was there. He punched that jaw off.
Uh-huh.
And so the warden's like, well, just, crush him.
Right.
Lower the ceiling and crush him. Which pisses off Tarzan because he's like,
I've served you for a
I've
long
served
time.
you. Yeah, what's going on,
Yeah.
bro?
You
What's up?
You do me like this?
Yeah, this ain't cool.
Yeah.
And so,
So he's trying to hold the roof up.
well, no, Ricky's trying to hold. He's like, come on out. I got it. And he's like, nah, I'm done I don't have a jaw anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll see you later, I think he
Yeah,
says.
he says, I'll see you later. Waves to him, and then
And then gets crushed.
so then they decide, okay,
Because Ricky like barrel rolls out of the bars.
yeah, through the bars.
Yes. I mean, it's inexplicable. It's hilarious.
No, well, he's Superman.
Yes.
We'll find out why we'll talk about why he's got his powers. So the opium thing really pisses Ricky off, as we find out, because now what they're going to do is they're going to bury him alive for a few days. Because he'll probably die, right?
Sure.
Sure.
They're trying everything.
While he's down there, we find out about it was opium that led to why he's there. So his girlfriend stumbles across some people doing opium, and they're like stumbling around and like just like whatever, over exaggerating.
Yes. Drugs are bad.
Yeah, drugs are bad. Okay.
Okay.
So.
Don't tell our customers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Drugs are good.
Yeah.
Opium.
We love the opes.
Yeah, we love the opes. But no, seriously, there's a terrible opiate problem in this country. Please seek help if you have problems with opiates. Yeah.
That was our legal disclaimer.
I'm the one who normally derails the serious thing.
But yes, he's right. Opiates are bad. Fuck
anyway.
Big Pharma.
Yeah. So she gets captured by the guys, and they're about to like rape her or get her high or something. So she like wakes up and freaks out and runs out of the building, off of the building, and goes splat like a dummy.
Oh my God. It's the
It's the
most
greatest-
obvious dummy ever. It's so
It's
great.
the greatest thing ever.
It's the type of defenestration, I guess, or
Well,
she doesn't go out of a window, but it's the classic. Just it's so obviously a dummy that you can't help but to laugh your ass off.
And this is like the big climactic moment because like Riki finds out she's dead. And so he goes and finds the guy who captured her and punches him so hard he leaves a crater in the guy's head. It's fantastic.
It is.
That's the guy who shot him 5 times too.
Yes.
So then he goes to jail. So now we're all caught up. And Riki is buried. And so Rogan and Brandon are going to come and like, I don't know, fuck with him or something. Well, this dog wanders into the scene, and it's like, oh, there's a dog there. That's okay. I guess it's a prison yard dog. I mean, I don't know. It's like a junkyard dog, I guess. Rogan pops up out of her little man cover whole thing and like flies over, kicks the dog in half.
Yes.
And they take some of the guts out and just stick it down his breathing tube. It's like, there you go, food. The fuck, man?
Yeah, just kick the dog in half.
In half. They eventually unbury him, and they bring him out, and they bring out Riki, and they're like, okay, well, he survived that. That's weird. At this point, I mean, maybe start chopping him up or something.
I don't know. Something more visceral.
But the prisoners, I mean, it's full on. It's full on revolution. Riki's alive. He's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can.
Yeah.
And so they all get behind him, and they start. They fuck up Cyclops Dan. They rip off one of his arms.
Yep.
He already had one fake arm. Now he has 2 missing arms.
And one eye.
And one eye. And the warden now, it's like, okay, we got to go get the warden. And he's got his little fat fuck kid who's always eating candy. Like a little fat fuck. That he is. He's a little roly-poly kid.
Yeah, he's almost got like the little spinny cap.
He should have.
Yeah.
Because he had the striped shirt. And
Yeah.
he had like the socks pulled up to his knees, of course.
There was a movie that recently did that, Asian movie that did the big fat roly-poly kid with the spinny hat. I can't remember.
I don't know. It's probably awesome, though.
Yeah, I think it was.
So he's like, okay, you know what? The warden's going to take care of all this. He starts shooting people with a gas pellet gun, which causes them to blow up. He does that to Cyclops Dan. And basically he's like, all right, you know what? Rogan, Brandon, take care of this asshole Riki.
Which they've been trying to do for the whole movie.
So Riki defeats them in gross ways, but he doesn't even defeat Brandon. What he does is he stands up next to like a vat, like a tank.
Oh yeah.
Of like, I don't know, liquid nitrogen or something, and Rogan punched through it or something because she was trying to because her big move, his is like a punch of death, like punch, and it was like your heart's going to explode. Bah! But then Riki overcame that.
Yeah.
Just because he's badass.
He's Riki.
And so like she punches or kicks into that thing, and he like cuts off that limb. It's like, you're not going to be hurting anybody anymore. Bam! And then ultimately she just dies, I guess. She just dies. Or she gets thrown into the wood chip or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. I don't remember.
The other guy, Brandon, just like sees that he's fucked. So he runs away, and the warden shoots him with a gas pellet gun, causing him to blow up.
Yep.
Then the warden's like, well,
It
looks like I'm going to have to take care of you. And he hulks out.
Yeah.
Literally, he becomes a gigantic hulking beast monster with a really funny Chinese face. like a Chinese vampire. Like, have you ever seen any of the kung fu vampire type stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. And he tells Riki, it's like, oh, we know the same kung fu, which is like makes them like almost
super strength. Kung
fu.
fu.
It's like super strength kung fu, unbeatable, indestructible or whatever. I mean, like Ricky's like punching into and through the monster warden.
No effect.
So he eventually has to put him into the meat grinder and make hamburger out of him.
That's how you
and
know
then saves his head though to show everybody.
Yeah.
Yay, we win.
Because there's this whole thing too with like this kung fu, like you feed off other strength.
Right.
So like
the
other
strength
people's
is fed by
strength,
strength.
strength is fed by strength. So you think, oh my gosh, these two are just going to get stronger and stronger as they fight each other, which doesn't really quite pay off for me.
You're worried about the payoff.
I am a little bit
Riki-Oh.
because I was thinking like this is going to be a huge battle.
He'd already turned into the incredible.
I know the Incredible Hulk guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only way to defeat that is a meat grinder. I mean,
And then take his head
And then take his head.
outside and say, "Hey, this war is over." Throw that motherfucker and do the thing he could have done from day one.
Yep.
Go over to the wall, punch it, crumbles the wall, turns around to everybody. He's like, "You're all free,
You're all
now.
free now.
And he just walks away.
could have done that on the first day.
This movie is amazing. This movie's amazing.
It really is.
No,
amazing.
he could have done that the first day, but he wouldn't have murdered anyone.
True.
He wouldn't have used a meat grinder to decapitate.
There was a
dude.
lot of murdering that needed to be done, and a lot of poppies that needed to be burned.
Yep.
Yep.
I want to know what ended up happening. The only way this could have been better is if he used that head of the warden to throw it at the wall, and that's what crumbled the wall.
Oh,
That would have been
my
amazing.
God! Yes, like a warden bomb.
Just like
Head bomb.
he hits that one stress point that just brings the whole fucker down. Like a bowling ball into like a plate glass window.
Or if you threw the head, shot it with the gas gun in the air, so the head got real big, and then into the wall.
Man, 5 stars. This movie is fantastic. I mean,
You really can't go wrong with this movie from the entertainment factor.
yeah, it's a dumb movie.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, like, there is practically no plot,
True.
practically no character.
Yes.
I mean, we do learn a little bit about Ricky, like learning his
Kung fu
because his uncle teaches him, and it's like because he says. It's like, you've been getting stronger, and Ricky's like, yeah, watch this, and he just does a bunch of kung fu moves. It's like, well, that's just balance. It's like, so then the uncle says, come meet me here at this cemetery.
This is a fun scene.
Every night, basically, and he starts chucking tombstones at him.
It's like, dude, just show some fucking respect. Here's the people's headstones. And he's just chucking them at Ricky, and Ricky's exploding them in the air.
Yep.
With his fists.
Yep.
Yep.
He does at one point in time punch a guy. Oh no, it's Tarzan. He punches Tarzan's fist.
Oh yeah.
And explodes everything up to
Yeah.
his elbow.
I think that was one of my notes. I said jaw punch and punchy punch explodey fist.
Punchy explodey fist. Oh boy, this is a good flick.
A lot of fun.
If you like kung fu and you like just silly cartoon violence, then
Watch it.
this is the one for you. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about where we went with that. How do you feel about that?
Yeah,
I mean, we did admit our criminal.
It's the story of Ricky.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
we did admit our criminal
Organization
enterprise.
Yeah, I've got a.
We have to probably get rid of the poppies now. We blew it.
No, I'm gonna get. That one person that we hired that we're not sure if it's a lady or a guy. I'm gonna have it kind of cover us.
Okay.
For us. I punched through, kick dogs in half.
Rogan's gonna
Take care of
it for us. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's,
Good.
No, actually, damn it. Should have said I hired Seth Rogen.
Joe
Shit,
Rogan.
everything is gone now. Anyway, see this flick. It's available pretty easy on the. I just got it through Amazon on
you
DVD.
can find it. It's kind of funny because back in the day, it was kind of hard to find.
Yeah, it was an underground movie.
You had to buy it from like the Bootleg Man or something, now
magical Bootleg
you can
Man.
find it. You can find fucking anything now, but you can find it really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon's like, yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
We got that. We can deal with it. I bet you could probably almost go to Best Buy and find this.
Probably.
Anywho,
Fucking Walmart probably in the bargain bin. If you ever want to get to influenza and go through the bargain bin, the swimming pool of rejected DVDs. That it's like, here, have some virus with your $5 DVD.
A virus.
Yeah.
Now with extra virus.
Of The Net.
The Net.
Sandra Bullock.
Yes. What about Red Eye?
Red Eye.
The Wes Craven flick.
Oh,
with,
yeah, on the plane.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, yeah.
Have
some polio with red eye. Would you like the measles?
Yeah.
You can get that with
I kind of feel like
the Wild Wild West.
I kind of feel like the anti-vaxxers would shop at Target, though.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they shop at Walmart.
They're probably even more. They're probably going to Fresh Time or something. I shop at Fresh Time, but I also believe in science.
Fucking hippie. Anyway, there's certain places I don't go to for hippie quotion. I can't do it.
It's too crunchy
I can't
for
do
you.
it. It's too crunchy, man.
Too crunchy.
That granola is way too crunchy.
Too crunchy up in here.
Anyway, so next week we will be talking about another movie.
What's next week?
Wicker Park.
Oh yeah, this is
this is a weird shifting of gears from the last few weeks.
I don't know that anyone's talking about this movie either. We might be the only two people on the planet who like it.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's true because I think Shannon likes it too.
Okay. All right.
Not like we did.
3 people.
We like bought all the way in.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I haven't seen it in a very long time, so I'm excited to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm hoping to see how well it holds up for me.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting back into the angsty.
I know the music
mood
is
of 2004.
Good. Yeah, the angsty early aughts.
Early aughts. Yep.
Yeah. Post 9/11.
Post 9/11 aughts.
Yep.
So we'll be talking about that next week. Where can people find out about us?
Good lordy. You can find us at home base at filmseizure.com. We'd like you to go there because everything is there and easy to find. We also have a YouTube channel. Pretty easy to listen to our episodes there. And Jeff's Monster Mondays are also there.
As well as on the website.
As well as on the website. You can also follow us on Facebook, probably where we're the most active and post the most, but we're also on Twitter.
We post the most of the mostest.
Most of the mostest.
Yep.
Twitter, Instagram, I think a little bit, maybe like once every 6 months we put something on there.
No, every week I put the I put the links to the new episodes there.
All right, cool. So if you're one of the real hip kids and on Instagram, you
using the Instagrams,
using my IGs,
my Instagrams,
we're there, and I think that since the great porn apocalypse of Tumblr, we don't really do anything on Tumblr anymore.
Nah, we weren't getting any traction there, so I was like, nah, I'm not wasting my time there anymore.
We're also on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're on pretty much almost any of the major outlets now.
Yeah, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and TuneIn and Google Play podcasts. So you can subscribe there.
Yep.
They'll come directly to you when either a new episode of Film Seizure or Monster Mondays.
Straight into your ear holes.
Yep, beams them right into your ear pods.
Yep, until they bleed. So be careful. You're probably bleeding right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, check your ears.
Yeah,
we should let you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, until next week, I am Jeff Arbuckle.
I am Jason Oliver, and you have been listening to X-Ray Punch Film Seizure.
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh? Why don't we end this episode, huh?
Huh?
Yeah! Yeah!